Welcome to the Level 7 podcast. Here we go.
Yeah, and with that extremely smooth intro,
Okay.
we are John and John. Oh my God.
The Level 7 Johns.
Yeah, the Level 7 Johns.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Don't use this like toilets. Or maybe do. Oh, hey. I'm not R. Kelly. Leave me alone.
But I'm John, the media guy. I do a lot of the
Media guy
the
stuff.
media guy stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, editing, putting all this stuff up, putting it out.
He exists mostly on the internet.
Yeah.
Whereas I exist mostly in the store.
Yes.
Neither of them are real life.
No.
Okay, so
And
as long as that's agreed upon.
that has been a great concern of mine recently. That we're just all in a matrix or something.
Oh, okay. All right. We're on to this
weird.
now, huh?
Oh man.
Yeah? You've been on YouTube a little bit lately?
I think
You've been looking up simulation theory?
a little.
Oh.
Oh God.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that one and the one mixed with the fact that we might just be iteration 4.0 or some shit of humans, because like, how did they ever do the shit in the past without any advanced technologies that we can barely even like replicate now, unless they fucked up with like some clean nuclear bomb, and we're the dumbasses that survived.
Okay, keep going. Let's go.
Just saying.
Go
I wish I knew the name of that theory, but it's a crazy one to think of.
There's some good ones out there.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot. There's definitely some shit that's it's got some question marks. There's some question marks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know about the simulation thing. Like maybe that would be interesting. Like
Well-
they just turn it off one day. They're just like, see ya.
Right.
See ya. This is boring. Speaking of simulations,
Oh.
this leads directly. This is funny.
Damn.
That's crazy how
That
this
was
works.
a good
This is
freaking segue right there.
Dude, unintentional segue.
Fuck yeah.
That's like the security guard who didn't know he'd have to ride one.
Right.
And then just learned to love it.
Then just hopped on it. That
He's like-
bitch, no hand in it, all the way down the halls.
Dude, at first he's like, I don't know, babe. They're going to make me ride a Segway. And she's like, I don't know if I can love a man who rides a Segway. And he got to work the first day and he looked at it in the face and he's like, I'm going to tame you. I'm going to tame you like a stallion, boy. Yeah.
And all it could reply was a nice, warm, electric hum.
I don't know I've never been on a Segway. Maybe I'm judgmental. Maybe a Segway. Well, okay. So I think we've learned, right? Like people moved past Segways.
Yes.
Okay. Speaking of,
Because,
this is all leading into the question of the week, which is what's your favorite simulation game?
oh yeah. I was liking this whole other conversation we had
The
going.
segue about segues?
segue.
That was not the intentional segue that we pounded on, by
Yeah,
the way. Like
that's
we
true.
totally dapsed on the wrong.
I mean, we hit the segue, but then we got obsessed about how good that segue was.
That's true.
Then we had to focus on the segue.
Right. And then I was like, there's a dude who didn't want to ride a Segway, but does it every day.
His name is Clarence, and apparently his wife strongly disagrees.
She doesn't like it. He comes home from work and she's just like arms crossed, like, you son of a bitch.
Clarence?
How could you make me look like this in public? Sea Dog. You want to call yourself Sea Dog anymore? Take off your vest. He's a part of a biker gang as well.
Oh,
But he works
shit.
security. I mean, it makes sense. It's just now security has to ride a Segway.
Can you safely
what's your
toe
favorite
the
simulation?
line between security and gang?
Can you?
I don't think so.
I don't think anyone
Those
can.
lines run deep.
They do. But I mean, like, it depends on what he's security of. Like, what if his biker gang bar is very, like, yeah, they're like, yo, dude, we ride our bikes. So, because of missions. All right, can we do the simulation game now?
Yeah. Okay. Did you have one in mind, or you want me to start?
I mean, my favorite simulation game is Black and White. Black and White 2, specifically.
Black and white.
Black and White.
What
It is
this?
it's a god sim. It was actually Peter Molyneux, the guy who did Fable and Fable 2. And Fable 3. Yeah, it's like you're a god, right? And you have
And
these
you said
devotees, and
Devouters.
you get an animal. You get like an animal tribute. So you get to pick your animal,
What?
and it starts as a baby, and you get to like give it powers and shit. But your animal can be good or evil. You can make it like more malevolent, and it knows how to like help the villagers build cities, or you can make it where it's like a war machine, where you're like, dude, one of the greatest simulation games of all time,
That
easily.
sounds fucking amazing.
And it has like the cool thing about it too is like it's built in level format, so it's like, you know, you start at the beginning, you
have to-
defeat that island, you go to another island, and each island takes you a really like tens of hours. You know what I mean, to get past an island.
Right.
But then you progress to the next one, and then there's some new variation. You have to create an entirely new strategy of how you're going to dominate that island. And you can win them over with devotion. You can win them over by like your culture and your creature doing miracles and shit like that.
Oh.
Or you can go to war, obviously.
So what was your creature?
I always did the tiger.
Oh, okay.
He was cool. The monkey, actually, I had the monkey once. He was cool too. The gorilla, the ape. He wasn't even a monkey. He was an ape. But what I was going to say is the cool thing about that game is because it was built on levels and the levels had structure, the levels had story, like a story arc that they would kind of inject. And then they had like a cool narrator that was also like funny. So it was like, it almost kept driving you too with good dialogue from the computer being like, uh-oh, looks like your people aren't too happy right now. Maybe you should focus on that instead of war, you monster. You know what I mean? And but it was always like, yeah, obviously that was me trying to remember something, but it would give you it was always talking to you. But it was like a commentator in Madden, but a good one.
Oh.
Where it's like,
So not a commentator in Madden.
they've gotten a lot better lately.
Oh, okay.
I like them lately.
I haven't really played too many of the
They
more
update
recent
the
ones.
commentary weekly now.
Seriously?
Yeah, every week they update the commentary in Madden. So it'll be like, last week he ran for over 150 yards on only 23 carries. You know what I mean? So like if you're
fucking
playing a
dope.
star running back or something, it's sick. Anyhow. Yeah. Or Black and White. I almost said God of War. God of War, my
totally
favorite
black and white.
simulation game of all time.
I mean, you are a God sim.
But yeah, it's really good. Like the mechanics are cool. It's exactly kind of what you expect, right? It's like you have to build and design cities. You have to then figure out where the buildings are gonna go. Then you have to. It's got Age of Empires. It's very Age of Empires vibe. It's slower than Age of Empires though.
Oh, okay.
Because it is concerned with the story that it sets up, and it's not meant to be. I think it's more meant to be a game that you play through and then eventually play through again. Whereas Age of Empires is like you play it, 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 you play it. You know what I mean? Like you just keep cycling through it over and over with no meaning or intent. This has a story and it tries to give narration.
It was so I could see what the top tier Egyptians looked like compared to the top tier Vikings.
Exactly. When you get to the Bronze Age,
Yep.
everything changes.
That was literally the whole reason I played that game, and I played the shit out of that game. Man, Age of Empires was such a good sim game.
I was so bad at that game.
Yeah?
Like,
Did you ever find the passwords?
no, I've never done. I don't do cheating.
I know.
I can't.
Apparently, I was into it on PC games at that time, because that's how I played Doom. I definitely played Age of Empires like that, too.
See, I would mod stuff. Like, I modded Morrowind to, like, have more content. And there was, like, people who made more spells and texture packs and stuff. So I would do stuff like that, but I would never... I don't know. I just knew if I went down that...
Oh, it's hard to stop.
I couldn't stop.
You can't.
Yeah, because I understand myself, and I'm a glutton. And if you give me easy wins...
Yeah, there was one code that would turn all of your like current warriors into Dodge Vipers with laser guns on them.
I mean...
And so they
Well, that's
would just shoot across the freaking map. And then you could just go destroy anything.
That was just the industrial age. I don't understand why there's a problem.
Yeah, but you could do it in like the Stone Age.
Oh, the Stone Age. Yeah, definitely not. Anyhow, okay. What's your favorite simulation game?
Well, recently,
Spoiler.
mine's definitely been Zoo Tycoon 2. Did you ever play any of these Zoo Tycoons at all, or?
I didn't. I did, the roller coaster tycoon.
Oh,
games,
okay.
And then they did tycoon everything. They started doing like railroad tycoon and farmer tycoon and
Yeah, I think they just call those ones sim now, like the tractor simulator. And the well, I think there's just a farm simulator as well, but yeah, I feel like this was kind of at the height of that genre of games, though.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
I mean, did it come out at the same time as fucking Black and White? Because
Yeah, kinda.
I think Black and White came out in like what 04, maybe like 03, 04.
Yeah, that's around the same time as that.
There you go. Well, there you have it. Well then, this is it. This is the pinnacle, boys.
It was like when they were hitting the crazy ideas, and they were still able to do those because what the hell was a safe game at that point.
Right.
And then, but they also had good enough graphics where it didn't look like total shit. And you could get pretty much a great picture of what they wanted to show you.
They didn't quite figure out the box art though.
Oh, no.
It's very corny.
Well, this one's also the Ultimate Collection, which has the base game and 4 of the DLCs. So they kind of crammed all of those covers together.
100 Amazing Animals from Zoo Tycoon 2.
Yeah.
And all the expansion packs. Extinct Animals.
Yep. I got a dodo farm right now.
Yeah, I don't know. That
Killing
kind of
it.
That's like almost sad in a weird way.
That there's just so many animals. That,
Like, I know that there's always been like dinosaur stuff, but when you really think about it, it's like now you're pretend farming animals we killed.
well,
Or
the dodos did that to themselves.
yeah, those fucking dodos. No, I'm just kidding. It's funny that we gaslight the dodos.
Right? When you
They
could pick,
existed before us, and then all of a sudden it's their fucking fault. They're gone.
Yep.
We show up and then we're like, well, you're the one that's fucking stupid, you bird. It's like,
right?
unlike other birds, there's just. I'm just
Or
kidding.
cattle, some form of bison.
I mean, bison would be extinct if we didn't need them. I mean, bison.
Oh, I mean
almost
like,
are.
but like Ice Age bison, like the giant ones.
Bison, but with ice in the middle.
Yeah, by
instead of an
ice.
S. It's
Bison.
Bicen. Bison.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a scientific fact.
True. Build the coolest zoos ever. Plus, unlock super animals in mini games. Oh, you got fucking steroided up freak show animals too? That's fucking weird.
No.
Create marine shows. Capture dinos. Capture. Wow, that's a weird thing to say.
Because
capture. I thought we were trying to help these animals.
Well, if you bring them up and you're doing an extinct zoo, they can break out of their gates, and you go into.
Can you kill them?
No, you only can you can only tranquilize
Not
them.
interested.
But
I
yeah.
guarantee you, in real life, they would kill them.
Oh yeah, 100%. Have you not seen Jurassic Park?
Well, this isn't much of a simulation, though. It doesn't feel that real to me. Immersion, gone. If I can't kill the animals.
But then you could actually jump in the first person while that little team is fighting them or anything. And yeah, you have to like charge up a tranquilizer gun and just
Okay.
watch it drop. Then you could put it back.
It's like, damn, that squirrel is really dramatic.
Yeah. Fucking
Dramatic?
Steve.
Fucking Steve the squirrel.
But yeah, I've just been playing the hell out of that one. And the fact, I love aquariums. Like, I don't know why.
So is there an aquarium in this?
You can now, or with one of the expansions, it was like a aquarium.
Don't fucking
one.
start like a telemarketer to me or like an infomercial. You can
yeah.
now, all new feature.
Now for only $9.95.
Well, yeah, I mean, before Zoo Tycoon 2 was great, but in the Ultimate Collection, now you can create your own aquarium.
Mm-hmm. Where you can
Aquarium.
have such animals as otters and beluga whales, stingrays,
Underwater bison.
maybe even a blue whale or two. That was my radio voice there at the end. That had some,
good.
Ooh, that sounded good.
Yeah, I liked it. Do it again.
I can't do it under pressure.
I'll turn the camera off. Do it again.
Oh my god.
You know.
So yeah, there's a couple of modes in there. There's like a campaign mode where, like one of the things is campaign, make all of your animals not sick. Then you just have to, give them food, give them shots, and then you're done. And then there are other ones where it's like, oh, you just got a bunch of smuggled animals. Now you have to make a zoo. Good luck.
Okay.
And then
That's true.
you have to build it up.
All of these animals are degenerates. Like,
Yeah.
they're bad animals. They're just like, "Brrr," they're like doing drug deals and stuff.
And you can like sell the animals or send them
What
for
did you just say?
adoption. Yeah.
Okay. I was
And,
like, wait a minute. Is this the black
But then you
animal
get money for it, so you're basically selling them to other zoos if you do that, or you can release them into the wild, which raises your popularity, which brings in more people. So do you need money now or need money later?
Well, I guess
That
that
kind of
depends.
shit.
Is that all you fucking care about?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Well, high five here, buddy. Come on. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Is your zoo raking it in?
Oh yeah.
You guys fucking
I'm a 3.5 star right now
balling? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of what, 5?
out of 5.
That's not that good.
It's not,
Okay.
but
Let's talk about something else.
I have gotten some to 4 for the challenges. But yeah, it's been a super fun game. I always kind of was tempted by a lot of these earlier or like later ones, but I was just always very hesitant. I was like, that doesn't sound like that'd actually be fun. But now that I've played it, I can't stop playing it.
Yeah, nothing's as fun as work.
Yeah, pretty much.
Simulation work.
But then I get to walk
Do you want to
around.
work? Do you want to work with animals virtually, or do you want to work with railroads virtually? What kind of work do you want to do?
That is definitely what makes me just feel very confused about The Sims. Have you played any of the Sims games
No,
where it's literally just like controlling a person doing person things?
no. That was I definitely had a buddy when that first launched that was his shit. He loved The Sims and he played the shit out of it, and I did not understand it. I mean, I got it. I was just like, I'm gonna fucking play Sonic.
Yeah. Like, but you could do your laundry in here. It's like, yeah, or you could go do it.
He was the same dude that would like play
real, though.
GTA and follow all the traffic laws. So it's like, why?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you would try not to until you.
No.
He would do it. Like,
He would just fucking live his life. He would just go and like bowl, and then eat a burger.
also like Grand Theft Auto 4.
I mean, I guess I don't know.
I mean, you kind of do that in the other ones before then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even in GTA 2, you could get legitimate jobs where you go pick up cars and take them to the.
Oh yeah.
Like he would do shit like that in Grand Theft Auto 2, whereas like he would follow the traffic laws from the top down.
Yep.
And just do errand work.
Do as you do. That's crazy. I didn't even know those earlier ones could do that.
Yeah, it's a fucking waste of time.
Yeah, I just always went for
I like
shooting
judging
and
other
getting shot
people's
at.
enjoyment. I'm like, oh, you're having fun? Fuck you then.
Fuck you. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, you. What are you thinking?
You got to get more stressed than this, and then just
Yeah,
start
exactly.
kicking.
Yeah, I'm like, why aren't you playing Elden Ring? Aren't you stressed enough? Like,
Yeah.
true.
Yep.
So yeah, simulation games are good.
That'll do it.
What's your favorite simulation game? Audience in the comment section below, please let us know. We would like to know what your favorite simulation game is. It's like I like a lot of other ones. Civilization 4 was probably the one I played the most. Although I did play a lot of Civilization Revolution on the 360.
Oh,
That game was fucking sick. It was like a consoleized version of Civilization that worked well. XCOM is amazing.
Oh man, XCOM.
Divinity
Holy crap.
2. I'm still playing Divinity 2. That's a strategy game. It's an RPG, but when the battle is strategy, so I mean it's just grid-based, turn-based strategy. So Final Fantasy Tactics, one of the greatest. I mean, those aren't sim games. I'm thinking tactics now.
Shining Force.
Sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Simulation games, but I think XCOM is still a sim game, right? Because it's.
I
Like,
was just gonna say, I feel like XCOM
Simcom.
Depending on the version you're playing, because there are some where you do take over like bases, right? And you're in charge of how many troops you can send in at certain times. But then other ones are just the battles, and you kind of only get what you got.
Well, so there was XCOM Black Ops or Declassified or something.
Oh.
That was like a third-person shooter.
Yeah.
But the classic XCOM and XCOM 2 are just simulation games. It's all menus and turn-based movements. There's nothing like action about it necessarily.
I got you.
So, and basically you're simulating the alien invasion, including the moves that your airship is moving, the units you're placing, how you equip them, and then the movements on the battlefield as well. I don't know. I don't know where the lines are drawn in simulation. So,
me either. It's a good question.
Where are the lines drawn? Bring me your finest warrior. Tell me where the line is.
Oh, that's over there.
Ah. Rightio then. Carry on. Okay.
Well, speaking of certain jobs that people have in these sims, and talking about the simulation of life, why we have jobs we have. And specifically, you and me.
Oh.
Kind of like the history of our jobs. I tried to think of the stupidest way possible to word it, and that's what you got.
You did it, buddy. You did it. No, that wasn't.
Pretty proud of that.
It was good. It was like one of those things where you're like, what is he saying? It
Right.
like brought you in because you're like, this is nonsense. I get it. Yeah. You want to go first?
Whew. Sure. Are we starting from the beginning?
From the very beginning.
From the very beginning. Okay. The year. Shit, I don't even know. It was like 2002 or something.
Yeah, I was like, don't do that. Dude. I'm not gonna fucking give you any years. Get out of here.
But I was in 7th grade, and my first job was working with my English teacher in the summers to paint people's houses.
Yep. That's one of those.
And that was the first time I ever saw a penthouse, because one lady's house that we were cleaning or painting, just like this old ass 90-year-old something lady all by herself. She was like, I just can't paint it myself. I'm like, okay. And
she was probably like 30 years old, and you're like, she
No,
was
she was
150.
But then I had to go use the bathroom, and there was totally just a penthouse just chilling. I did not work a lot that day.
What do you mean?
Because I was flipping through a penthouse. At that point, there wasn't like internet porn or anything.
I see what you mean. I thought you were saying you were in a penthouse. Because you're like, I found out what a penthouse when we went to paint this old lady's penthouse. And then I'm like, wait a minute. The old lady had a penthouse?
A couple too many times, sorry. Penthouse magazine.
Yeah, there you go. I just didn't know because you could be painting inside a penthouse.
Right? I know. That now that I hear you say that makes sense. But
I was like, you painting?
Yeah,
you painted a penthouse, all right.
Yeah, I pretended to have like just diarrhea for like half the day because I was just intrigued.
You're just like,
I was like reading the stories.
You're like, these are good articles.
I mean, you can only flip through the pages so many times before you start reading it. Because I was like, what the hell, fantasy? What? Like,
you're like, oh God.
You're
like, what's happening? What is this?
So that was my first job.
Okay, you got fired that day. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe, you don't know.
Well, John, you ruined that lady's bathroom, and you ruined her penthouse.
They were both in the same place. It's not my fault. But yeah, I think after that one, I did actually have a job at McDonald's for a total of 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because one day they got mad at me for using the red mop instead of the yellow mop. And I was like...
Well, one has bleach and one has sanitizer.
Well, I mean, I didn't fucking know. It was like my second week of being there.
I just made that up. I don't actually know. I never worked in... How the fuck should I know? I don't know.
But yeah, they got super mad about it.
You looked at me and you were like, motherfucker. I don't know. I'm just...
But yeah, they got real mad at me for doing that, and I was just like, well, you know what? I fucking hated it anyway. And then I just threw down the mop and I walked out.
You can take this job and shove it.
But think after that one, then I became a paper boy until like college. So it was the perfect job. I think I had to deliver around 300 papers a day between the hours of like 3 and 7.
No.
So that was just, I just did that. Even when I played sports, I did that before I went to like morning practice and shit.
Paper boy.
But because it was perfect in the summers too. Because my dad, before that, he would just bug me all day and be like, you got to do something with your life. Because I was sitting there recording Ninja Turtles on VHS and wasting my life.
Archiving.
Yeah. I still have that tape.
Historical, significant things. Okay,
Right?
You know, this is important shit.
It was important.
He doesn't understand.
So when I finally got that job, it was perfect because I'd had a job in the morning. And I was like, oh, I'm done for the day now.
Fucking A.
Do whatever the hell I want.
True.
So yeah.
And so he slept.
It's perfect. And then I graduated high school.
This is the worst, right?
Where I realized I was a really fucking terrible student. And you have to have grades to get into college.
Yeah, remember when they lied to us about college?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I just went to work at GM. I was basically their bitch for like 2.5 years. It was like, hey, we need tires to be recycled. Go do the tires. We need this car taken to a guy's house. Go to his house.
We need somebody. We need Jim's wife taken care of. Here's the gun. Throw it into the plat after you're done, along with her body.
Is the car filled with gas this time? I'm not fucking pushing another wagon.
Can I get some with a hatchback for this?
Yeah.
I'm serious.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, so that job sucked, but that was when I fell in love with the Game Boy Micro.
I like that was like a significant, you're like...
That was the highlight of my life in those years.
True.
And, yeah, because that was when phones were getting smaller and smaller. And it was like the perfect size of like a small phone.
Yeah.
So I would just play Final Fantasy on it when I had nothing else to do.
When you say small phone, I make it into one word and it's funnier.
A small phone.
Small phone?
Small phone.
Anyhow, sorry.
So then anytime anybody would like get into my eyesight or within eye vision of me, I'd like whip it up like it was a phone and just pretend like I was talking on it and be like,
Just like,
oh, I gotta go do this. I gotta go help Zeke empty oil cans or something.
true.
Then people left me the fuck alone.
Did they?
Yeah, because then I went into the military.
Oh, yeah? How did that go?
That was awesome.
Was it?
Yeah.
Do you miss it?
I really do wish I could do boot camp again without having to sign up.
People say that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. A lot of people who have been through boot camp, not me, but a lot of people who I've met say that they actually enjoyed boot camp.
I mean, if you went in there with the right mindset, it was kind of... It's like the first time in my life where I was a drone and I didn't have to think about anything. You were literally told when to like brush your teeth, when to take a shit, when to shower, when to shave. They're like, here's food. This is your food. Like, you don't pick it.
Yeah, it's like, here's what you're eating.
Yeah.
You got a gluten allergy?
That's too
Although I'm
bad.
sure it's different now. It's got
It can't. Well, I'm sure it is a lot different now.
It's pretty different
Because,
now.
yeah,
Pretty
we had cell phones, but they were still just flip phones.
Right.
So yeah, I got one phone call home, and that was because me and my squad beat everybody else at mounting tactics, which is clearing a house
Yeah.
from the outside, like checking for tripwires and shit and clearing it. And yeah, I got to call my dad for 10 minutes. It was dope.
Daddy.
I'm alive.
I'm alive. And he's like, I'm busy. And you're like, come on, bro. I only get one call.
Right?
And he's like, well, what do you want to talk about? You're like, how was things?
I crawled under a wall of bullets today. What did you do?
And he's like, and I'm busy.
So that was, yeah, if I could do those 10 weeks again, I would very much lose the dad weight that I have. And then just, that would be the best mental break right now. After having kids, especially, like, it felt great then when I had literally no responsibilities.
Yeah.
If I could do it now for just 10 weeks and not have to decide anything, oof.
Well, I don't think you're gonna get your chance, buddy. You're too old for the
can't.
draft.
Yep. I done my duty.
You're too old for that inevitable draft that's a coming.
Right? Shit. I hope that doesn't happen to you guys. But,
It's not coming. It's baby. No, I'm not gonna. Don't hold your breath.
But yeah, and when I was in was like probably the perfect time to get in because my unit got sent out right before I joined my unit. And then Obama messed stuff around for 6 years and we never got sent. So I was in for 6 years and I never got deployed anywhere. Which
Sounds like a waste of money.
I mean, for them, yeah. Because, yeah, that's all I did. I didn't have to do shit.
You're like, this is great.
Yeah.
This is fucking.
I just was.
You want me to do what?
I was up to date on, like, all my equipment, everything I had to do, which I was a relay station for radio.
That's
and,
tight.
like, me and my battle buddy, Piles got, like, record time on our assembling a tower.
That's tight.
It was like 6 minutes and 32 seconds or
Has it
something.
been broken? Did they notify you?
No.
Do they tell you if somebody broke your record?
I hope
or do you
not.
or do you think every time they're like, you broke the record?
broke the
Every time
record?
they're like, oh,
I'm
one
sure
guy did just to motivate them. They're like, it's possible. Like,
I'm
hold
sure it
them on
was
their
just-
shoulders and then like, these fucking idiots.
I'm sure it was just like the Wyoming record.
Yeah,
or
they're like,
something.
we don't actually care about this.
Who knows? But yeah, that was cool. So. Then
Hey, I appreciate your service, but
Oh, wife.
Hey, I may be a smartass, but I just, I had a parent that just wouldn't lay off the military-ness. It was rough. So I tend to be very
I bet.
sarcastic about military stuff because it's fun for me.
Right.
What is going on? I feel like somebody's just upstairs doing fucking jumping jacks or something.
Oh, I was gonna say jackknifing somebody else. Just
Stone cold stunner. Like Alicia's just up there fucking
go to
giving somebody a DDT. Blam, bitch. Like
shit. What the hell happened after that? Oh, and then I worked at O'Reilly's for a couple years.
Ugh.
That just sucked.
Yeah, no, fucking been there, buddy. I'm sorry.
And then the only good thing that happened while we were there was we got Peyton Manning on the Denver Broncos.
I mean, like the only thing that ever happened in my life at my job is we got Peyton Manning on the Broncos.
It's because we were in Denver doing inventory at a different store, and I saw it on the news in like Red Robin or wherever the hell we were at the time. So yeah.
In Red Robin.
Yeah, we were eating lunch.
Oh,
It came on the TV.
I was like, I thought you said you work at O'Reilly's.
Yeah. But we took a lunch break.
Well, I mean, you didn't say that. You just said we
Right.
were at Red Robin. I was like,
We're doing inventory for O'Reilly's at Red Robin.
that's what you said.
Sorry.
I
I
was
just assume you guys know what I'm talking about.
wait a minute. Does O'Reilly provide other services?
Yeah, they're the best auto store.
O'Reilly's in inventory management.
We got car stuff. And then after that I went and worked at Walmart where I became a manager for like 3.5 years.
Fun.
Oh God.
Sounds fun.
That was during the worst time of Walmart where every store was open 24/7. Didn't matter what fucking town it was in. Even if it was just stupid ass Laramie, Wyoming. Open all day. Every day.
Unnecessarily.
Unnecessary.
Well, it's because the labor was so cheap back then. They could just fucking...
Yeah.
They could just have people there all the time and just be making money. Like, imagine that. Like, that shit's crazy that they were able to do that.
And we always had one fucking guy in the morning, like 4:30 in the fucking morning, would come up to me and be like, we need more cashiers to be open right now. I was like, dude.
Do I look like I can count?
No. And I was just like, there's one person in line in front of you. I don't know what else you could possibly want. He's like, you need 2 aisles open. I was like, no, there's 2 of you here every morning. Just get in line. Get here before the lady does if you want to go first. It was so fucking stupid. The stupidest shit I had to argue with people about.
Hey, man, you know,
Uh,
you're having a good time.
yeah.
You're having a real good time. That was pre self checkout.
That was like just becoming a thing.
Was it? Yeah, yeah.
Like, we got some in the middle of my being a manager.
Yeah, that's still a weird thing to me.
Self-checkout?
Yeah, I still don't like it.
I like it. Because...
You're like, because I could steal so much stuff.
I've apparently stole a pack of magic cards on accident that way.
Oh.
At Walmart. Because I thought I got one, but I grabbed two. My bad, Walmart.
What'd you get out of the pack? That's all that really matters. Was it a hit, my guy? I'm just kidding.
It might have been, actually. I think I did get the Loki wannabe.
Oh.
Like the case art, or the set art one.
Oko?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hit.
That was cool.
That card's so good, it got banned. What's up?
And... Oof. I'm trying to remember what happened after that. Oh, yeah. And then we just moved to Denver, where I went to school for a couple of years. And then really my only job since then has been this.
Sick.
So there you go.
You had children.
Well,
that's a job.
I mean,
that's
true.
Like,
I was a stay-at-home dad while I was...
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's not like you weren't doing nothing. You were raising a child, and then two. So that's difficult. So
yeah. And then I just kept hanging out at level 7.
Yeah.
Organizing your guys' Game Boy games.
As soon as I started making shirts, that was the thing where you're like, hey, what's up?
I got an idea.
Can I put this on a shirt?
And that's when this guy came into play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Dry Bones.
We just made new stickers of that, too. I made some other stickers. Did you see the other ones?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
The fucking dope.
The Porygon one, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shit.
And then, yeah, to not lose my mind being a stay-at-home dad, I started doing videos. And then, yeah, just...
Started his OnlyFans.
Yep.
Last year. And that's killing it. It's just killing it.
I just put on those elf ears and the numbers just shoot through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. And,
I just wish you would not put them on your balls so much.
That's where the people want to.
It's the only place they'll stay on. I don't know. I can't help it. It's the suction cups. It just... Anyhow. Fantastic.
So yeah,
fantastic.
That brings us all the way to now, where I had a couple years worth of just being able to literally study video games like a fucking college course.
Yeah.
Because it was my only hobby, keeping me from losing my fucking mind.
That's funny how that works out. Like, it's what we do as a kid. It's what we do as kids. What we did, rather, because it was like the best thing at the time, right? Like, was video games. We were like, and it still is. That's the thing.
Yeah, they're just way different now.
Way different, but
where you could be very picky and you could see exactly what it is beforehand. Where we were in the
you get what you
generation
get,
of like, it's got a cool guy on the cover. Let's hope it doesn't suck. All right, Ikori Warriors, let's do this.
Let's do this 4 million times. The first level, 1 billion times. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
So yeah.
True. Well, okay, well, I will begin with my work history. So I'll only say it because you did yours. I doubt yours was unofficial or under the table pay, but I worked with my grandpa doing landscaping and remodeling houses and stuff for many moons before my first actual job. So I think like my first real job was actually when I was like 13. I worked at an after-school program called Beacon, and it was so I was in 7th grade when I started working there, and it was inside of my middle school, which was Rishel Middle School.
Inside of it?
Yeah, I was inside the school, so it was part of the ESL program. So my school was one of the ESL schools where it had the English as a second language. So the upper half of the school was all English speaking, and then the bottom floor was Spanish. The ESL. And it wasn't. I mean, when you put it that way, it sounds bad, but it's like that there was less ESL kids, and it was a smaller portion of the school.
Okay.
So, but it did have like kind of a basement-y feel to it.
Oh.
Anyway, now that I reflect, I'm like, actually, that's kind of fucked up.
A little bit.
A little fucked up. But anyhow, they're like, you get this corner. Yeah.
Man, I didn't feel like we were that old, but now I do.
Oh, dude, it's weird. So anyhow, the after school program was Beacon. It was funded through Catholic Charities, and I got hired on. My mom worked at Catholic Charities, so I was lucky enough to have like kind of an in on that whole thing. So I got hired on as like just front desk sign-in
Like
guy.
clerk.
Yeah, clerk
Desk
boy.
clerk.
And so I did that for, I don't know, like a month or two, and then they ended up making me a youth leader, where they had me like helping in the Beacon program. Basically, they would get funding that would let them teach like a cooking class or a computer class or an art class, typing, shit like that. So.
Yeah.
I basically became just like the gopher boy for Beacons, where they would be like, do this data entry, do this fucking, go up there, fucking move the shit around, go move the coolers. So that was chill. And then they ended up getting involved with the Dell Techno program.
Oh. I think I remember that one.
That was like the first big one that gave a lot of kids computers.
It got, I think that's what made our, like, computer lab awesome.
Yeah, because they were probably all the Pentium 4.
Yeah, we had like the floppy disk computers.
Yeah.
And then that shit kicked in, and then we had a whole lab of like modern PCs at the time.
So yeah, I mean, so I because I was part of the Beacon program, they ended up linking up with the Dell Techno program and sending me for like a training through Dell, where, you know what I mean, like in the 90s, like. I had already done a few computer programs through another, like, thing that my mom had signed me up for. Just some fucking shit, some free program through DPS or something. Where she's like, "There's a computer class. You got to do it. You got to learn a computer." She like kind of forced me into shit. She's like, "You have to learn computers." So that was cool. Thanks, Mom. But anyhow, so. I already kind of had some knowledge about that, so they sent me to that, and I ended up getting like a certification through Dell to be able to teach the classes, and I was like 14 at the time, which was cool. Nice. So like I would just take all my homies would just they would like all these kids that signed up for these programs. I got to teach them how to like build, disassemble and build a computer, install Windows, how to install Office. Oh, okay. Like I taught the class on how
to be IT for their parents.
Exactly. Like the first, like, here's RAM. This is what RAM is. You have to put it in amounts of 4, otherwise it won't work. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was teaching my peers this. It's kind of cool reflecting on it. That's like at the time.
Dope.
And then we just started pirating so much software. And we were like,
you weren't supposed to do that.
Holy shit, we can get so many video games and shit. Like, who needs a console? Like,
doing the fucking playground deals,
dude. Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. I was one of the first kids to have a CD burner because I had access to shit because I was part of these computer programs that people were like. I had a CD burner, so I was like burning CDs. I was fucking burning video games for people and shit. Like,
do you remember your first burned CD?
I mean, I remember burning like a mixed CD. Okay, if that makes sense. Like, I can't remember everything that was on it, but.
My first one was the Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit?
No, Linkin Park's first album.
Oh, okay.
And my buddy thought ahead and didn't put the album art on it. He made it like baby blue, and he put a couple pictures of the fucking Flintstones dog on there.
Dino?
Yeah.
Or Dino?
And he handed it to me in school one day, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is this? He's like, your dad will never want to know what's on that disc.
Yeah.
I was like,
so smart.
Fucking genius. So
you're like, he ended up becoming a smuggler and dying in the Alaskan oceans.
I mean, it's pretty close. Pretty sure he's a cop now.
Oh, yeah, cops.
So,
yeah, cops are awful people. Yeah, no.
That's so fucked up. No, I'm playing. He's a cool guy still.
So, okay, what were we talking about? Where I worked?
Where you were working at? Like,
I was working at Beacon.
Shit
okay. So anyhow, I was doing the computer thing.
Yeah.
So computer thing was cool. Did that for a long time, and then, after I worked at Beacon for a long time, I ended up getting a job, at in a warehouse, shipping and receiving electric motors.
Oh, okay.
So, like, the motors you see on, like, a Ferris wheel or any kind of pump or anything like just a basically circular electric motors. You can plug it in or you can run it off a generator. We did generators and pulleys and all this other shit too. So it was just like big ass motors. So I got to drive a forklift for a while that I never got certified for. So that was cool. And I mean, I drove that shit for like a year, and I was sick on that fucker. I would fuck all the reverse, all the way around the fucking thing.
Was it one of the propane ones?
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That shit was tight.
Those ones are so much faster.
So fast.
Those are like, fuck.
Those things are crazy. And it's hard to stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's like driving a Zamboni all the time.
Yeah, that shit was tight.
Yeah.
A really fast Zamboni.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Hurt my back a couple times. And then my grandpa actually retired from doing like contracting and remodeling houses and shit like that. And he went and got a job at Home Depot. And he was like, yo, you should come get a job at Home Depot. Like, because at the time I was making $7 an hour. And he was like, they're paying $11 an hour. And I was like,
yes,
that would make me rich.
You could buy anything.
Seriously, dude. So, yeah, so I went and worked at Home Depot for a long time, 3-4 years. I left Home Depot, then I worked at and what was cool about Home Depot is I worked in the service department specifically, special services. So I was the customer service desk guy, so I had to know how to do paint, I had to know how to do millwork, I had to know how to do fucking.
You were the jack of all trades guy.
I had to. We were refunds. We were the refund desk at the time. That was before they had separate refund people.
Right.
We were the phone center.
And that was when you were getting calls.
We were special order expediting. Like, we were fucking everything. So I got a huge dose of retail from that. That was like one of my first like big forays into department retail life. Like what that's actually like, and all the different departments, how they all work together, because you know we had to deal with operations. We were the ones that they dealt when they counted down the tills, so we had to deal with the accounting side of stuff. It was really interesting how much went through that desk and how underappreciated we were. So I quit that job and I went to Dish Network to do the phones, because they were paying like
they paid out the ass,
like $13-$14 an hour to sit on the phones, and I lasted a month.
Yeah, I could never do those ones. I had a couple friends that did them, but I was like, no, man, fuck that.
I tried, man. I had one buddy, my buddy James. Fuck you, James. I love you, buddy. He
Piece of shit.
You fucking piece of shit. He's like, oh yeah, you know, I got this job. You gotta come do this. It's so much fun. Oh my god, they do this and that, and it's on a campus. And oh my god. So I went, and then he immediately quit.
Oh, son of a bitch.
He immediately quit. As soon as I got the job there, he was like, oh, fuck this place. And I was like, I just quit my job to come fucking work with you, you piece of shit. We were supposed to carpool. It was like a whole plan. That's when I learned, don't trust James.
Don't trust James.
And no, I learned that way before that. I just never actually learned. Anyhow, so after Dish Network, I went and worked at Best Buy.
Oh, and I forgot I worked at Best Buy, too. That was only for, like, 8 months or something, though. So
I worked at Best Buy for a while.
I had to throw that in.
I think I was there for, like, 3 years. So for a while.
Nice.
I got hired as a cashier, talked my way into working in computer department before I had to work even one shift as a cashier.
Nice.
Because it was kind of like a panic job. Like, I quit Dish Network, and I was immediately like...
It's like, I gotta get something?
I gotta get something, because we were already in a mortgage at that point.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, I was an idiot at the time, and I just quit my job without really thinking. I just kind of walked out, and that was a mistake. So I was like, I need any job. So I was like, yeah, I'll be the greatest cashier. I'll sell so many fucking magazines and credit cards. I'll fucking suck your dick. You know what I mean?
That'll be about $3.50.
Exactly. So... they were like, all right, cool, you know? And then the second interview, they're like, okay, that was the head cashier lady. She's like, we really need, you know, this and that. And so then I had to interview with the computer guy. he was like the second interview, like approve.
Yeah,
so she's
yeah.
like, cool, I want to hire him as a cashier. Will you please just do the interview to confirm that he's a valid candidate? So I interview with the computer guy, and he's like, fuck you, I'm Jack. Yeah, I'm taking. So I was like, I know everything about computers. I'll fucking sell so many computers. I'll fucking sell every service plan. I'll suck your dick. I was desperate. I was desperate.
I'll install Dilbert desktop games and give you the best fucking blowjob you've ever seen.
Yeah. So that was Jared. Thank you, Jared. You saved me from being a cashier at Best Buy and selling magazines, my homie. I appreciate that. You saved my life.
Saved my
You
life.
fucking saved my life, dude. That's like taking a bullet for me. You know what I mean? That's like, damn, son. Thank you. Anyhow. So I worked there, and then I moved over because I got a one of those like, I got a promotion. It was like a minor promotion from like a full-time to like a sales lead type thing in the DIY department, which at the time was digital wireless. And so I was selling cell phones. It's when cell phones first got introduced to Best Buy.
Oh, so that was like
Blackberries.
Around,
I was doing.
okay.
Yeah. We did like Sprint.
Oh man, Sprint.
Yeah,
Is that still around?
Sprint just got bought by T-Mobile. Actually.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it was old school. It was flip phones. So
Yes.
we're talking the Razor era.
Oh, okay.
That's when I was selling cell phones.
That's when they were starting to actually get games on there.
Yeah, that was the Razor era. So some Nokia Engages, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to do all the activations on that. And then we also did MP3 players when those first got introduced. So we were doing Gen 1 iPods, the remember the SanDisk 256 little fucking
the little blue one?
The little blue and red fuckers
Yeah.
that can hold like 20 songs or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like the 215 megabit.
Yep. Yeah.
God.
So yeah, a lot of that, and then I did all the digital cameras. So I was pretty versed in just like all of
electronics.
the electronics in general, right? It was just kind of where it ended up. So that was Best Buy. So I left Best Buy, and then I actually went to work at Spring Communications, which was like a licensed dealer of Singular,
Oh, okay.
just selling cell phones. Because I was killing it for Best Buy. They weren't giving me commission. So I was like, well, fuck y'all. And so
Right.
my buddy Robbie got a job as a manager at a Singular store. And so he brought me over there. And that was super stressful because
Well, yeah, you had to earn.
commission is it's just dirty.
Yeah.
It's just the way they want you to do stuff is just not the way that I work. And
Not earn, that's not the right word. You had to kind of
Coerce.
coerce people way more than you normally would have.
it was very pushy, and it was it just wasn't my vibe, and it wasn't Robbie's either. Like, that was the great thing about him. He's a great guy, and he was just like, I don't really. We tried to do it our way and just be legit, and there was just always people breathing down our neck for not trying hard enough. You know what I mean? So it's like, fuck you guys.
For not taking advantage of people is what really.
Right, and I mean, some of the worst managers I ever had were there, where it's like the store could be absolutely 100% pristine, perfect. There's nobody in the store. It's 10 minutes before closing. Literally nothing to do. Like, there was nothing to do. I can't make things up. And I'd be, like, reading a book or something, because I was in school at the time, one of the few times I dropped out. And this dude, Mike, I can't remember his last name, but he just was the most Pat-looking. You remember Pat, the character Pat from SNL? Like the sexually ambiguous character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was this guy, and he was a douchebag. Anyhow, fuck you, Mike.
Yeah.
So I left Singular because fuck him. That's why I left, was because of that dude. And that's when I got a job at Red Lobster. Or no. I couldn't get a job at Red Lobster yet because I didn't have any experience waiting tables. So that's when my buddy Charlie got me a job at Casa Bonita.
Oh, shit.
Hey, here we go.
Did you ever have to wear the gorilla suit?
I did not. But I will say that Ryan, who works at the store, was the Casa Bonita gorilla pre-pandemic.
Nice.
So, ladies, he's single, and he's still got
some
all
prestige
the
right there.
moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
The arm wave.
Exactly.
The short jog.
See, you know.
Oh, I know.
The one where he puts on the hat and the vest, and like he becomes the guy chasing the So Looney Tunes.
Classic.
Yeah. Anyhow, so I was a waiter there, server, whatever you want to say, for long enough. I don't remember how long, but it was awful.
Can I get all of the free tacos now?
You want them back?
No, I was
Just puke in your mouth? Or
because wasn't there just somebody? I feel like I remember a story.
oh, yeah. No, the
of one guy-
motherfuckers. Yeah, no, people just be like, bring me a platter of the free tacos. Dude,
Yeah.
That was, okay,
no.
first of all, that was a lot of customers.
Yeah.
Worst of all, that was my dad.
Oh,
My dad was that guy. He'd be like, give me all my enchiladas, give me all my tacos. And then he would just fucking be a disgusting slob. It was awful.
it's just like pack on the extra pounds for winter.
For several winters.
Yeah, yeah.
So many winters we're prepared for at Casa Bonita. Anyhow, but yeah, Casa Bonita was fun. So I left that job. That's one of the few jobs I walked out on.
Yeah.
I went to work, and I was like, I just can't.
Can't do this today.
I can't. I think that's the only job I've ever like actively walked out on. Yeah, that was awful. Anyhow,
I forgot Arby's too. Shit.
yeah.
There you go.
See,
I was at Arby's for a while too.
then I went to Red Lobster because now I had experience.
Oh, okay.
So that's when they
Now
first.
you're fancy.
Yeah, now I'm fancy.
Now you got to wear the shiny shoes.
That's right. Get the non-slip shiny shoe, baby. Anyhow, so one of my singular customers actually got me a job there, and that was when they first opened the Belmar one.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
when
that
they
one's
opened
a
it,
nice one.
I was part of the like initial staff of that location. And then that was awful. It was the worst.
Really?
Just the fucking worst. No, I mean being a server is the worst job I've ever had.
Yeah, I
The
never
worst.
was
because
the server.
it's just you're begging for money. You're nice to people. You're doing your job right. You're bringing them their food. You're smiling at them, but you have to like get on your hands. If you want to make money, you have to kiss people's ass more than they deserve.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not. It's not fair. Like the servers are put in a position that no other profession is put into, where their livelihood is dependent on the tips that they receive
Right. So you
from the customer. So the customer is paying them, not the employer, a large portion of their income. And so they treat these customers like they're their bosses, not like their customers. I don't know. It's a weird thing. But you can make a
Right.
killing.
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
down to
If
just-
you're fantastic at it.
And I was not, because I don't know. I can't do it. I'm too cranky. I'm cranky boy.
I had one of my girlfriends at around that time, when everybody's working in a restaurant or something of that sort.
Right, yeah, you're in your 20s.
She was a server, and man, she killed it.
Dude, if
Like,
I had
she would
boobs,
pay for shit
oh
all
my
the time, right? That is such a advantage in that position, because both with I don't know anymore, but at the time, just flash the boob a little bit if it was a table full of dudes, and just ask a lot of questions if it was a mixed table of anything else, and you got fantastic tips.
Yeah, my buddy Robbie, the dude that I worked with, his lady, worked at an uppity restaurant, and I mean, she was she had another job, but she just made decent cash on the weekends, where she's like, I can't justify not doing this. Like, I'm like, fuck, I wish it wasn't my life. This is awful. I wish I could do anything else. So after Red Lobster, I finally found a job that I liked, working at Game Crazy.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I don't know. I went in one day. It was when I first got my Xbox 360. Alicia got me an Xbox 360 for Christmas that year. So I went in. I was buying games at Game Crazy because I preferred that over EB Games or GameStop. I think EB Games was already gone by that point. I think it was just GameStop, but I just preferred Game Crazy over EB Games.
Yeah, I think I probably would have at that time too.
And I don't know. I just put in an application. It was just I wasn't even really looking for a job at the time. I was at Red Lobster, and then I went in there and I applied because I was like, this would be sick.
Right.
And then the dude, Matt, who was the most difficult boss I've ever had in my life, but also taught me a lot about being able to put up with bullshit.
Well, there you go.
I mean, he hired me and he got me into this whole game. So it's like, thanks, Matt, you fucker. Like,
Garbage human.
I made so many good friends in that. Like, the game store vibe is just so much like the indie game store, small game store vibe is just so much different than anything else. So they went out of business.
Yep.
They went out of business, and I had to go work. So my next job was my neighbor and friend Jimmy Pacheco, rest in peace. He got me a job as a assistant manager at AutoZone.
Oh,
which is the second worst job I've ever had. And because everybody that goes into an auto parts store, as you know, is pissed off.
Oh man,
Their car's
pissed
broken
because they need something, or you don't have the exact fucking stupid thing they need.
Right. Yeah.
It's like you don't carry a shock cover for a 1957 Chevy Bel Air. Like, not normally, no.
No. Of
Why
course
the
not.
fuck would we?
So yeah, I worked there for a little bit, and then that's when, me and my staff at Game Crazy all we were still like homies at the time. We were still hanging out on the weekends because we were all sad that our job just went away or whatever.
Right.
And so we all kind of kept hanging out, and we were like, well, fuck it, let's just open our own game store. And so, birth of Level 7, man, it was that thing, we're just going over everything and getting a little bit of money and buying out Blockbusters that were closing, and it was just it was a weird time because
that was like
we had an advantage where we could go in and buy fixtures for cheap.
Yeah.
And we could buy games for cheap. We bought a bunch of DVDs because all these Blockbusters were going under. All the pawn shops didn't value video games at all.
Right.
And so
that's crazy that you guys got to start when everything was like at its physical low.
It was
at that stuff.
It was at its absolute worst.
Yeah. Like nobody wanted it. I remember at that time because I was scooping up a bunch of shit at that time too. Because everybody's like, "Oh, I got like 80 N64 games. Give me $10 and you can have it." It's like, damn.
I mean, dude, people used to walk into Game Crazy, and we didn't buy that stuff anymore. Like, we had a table called Classic Plastic. Everything on it was 25 cents, and it was just cartridges. Anything made out of plastic was 25 cents. Me and my staff, we shipped everything into our store and then bought it all.
Nice.
And then we when people would come in, like, hey, can I sell this? Be like, there's literally nowhere else to send them at the time, so we would well, that's not true. But there was no policy against us buying it, so we just bought it. So we're like, fuck it. Nice. So we had just an abundance of stuff that we were buying for no reason other than we just wanted to have as much as possible.
That's so crazy. Like how perfectly accidental was that?
I don't know. It's so crazy though, because it's like,
that would it's really hard to think of it now. But at that time, that would essentially be the equivalent of collecting garbage right now.
That was in 2008 too.
Yeah, that was when no one gave a fuck about anything that wasn't brand spanking new.
And we were in a depression or a recession.
And nobody had money. So literally giving away shit was how that period in gaming was.
We didn't make any money for a long time. But I mean, it was cool. It was chill. It was exactly what we wanted. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, I remember we worked at Game Crazy, which was like, it was somewhere in between the corporate GameStop and the local, like, Game Force at the time.
Oh,
You know what I mean? When I was working there, Game Force was like that was like the local store.
Yeah, like what Albertsons felt like for video rentals.
Right.
Yeah, like not a big one, but it's not tiny.
But then they had the stuff that obviously Game Crazy and GameStop didn't. They had the retro stuff, and they appreciated the retro stuff, and I appreciated the retro. Like, I was still into that.
Right.
Even though it wasn't, like, the biggest... I mean, I guess that's not necessarily true. Like, I built a sick retro collection, is what we built the entire store off, before any of the fucking boom stuff. So it was like...
Right. That's why it's so crazy to learn that was when you guys were doing that. Because it's just like... That shouldn't have worked.
It's super serendipitous. It's crazy, bro. It's like, I remember we would go, because I worked for Game Crazy for like 3 years, and we would go to Game Force for Christmas and buy each other gifts, buy each other retro games from Game Force. Because it's like buying some from your own store was like, well, that's easy.
Yeah.
But we wanted video
gotta
games
go
because
hunt
that's
them.
what we were all like hunting. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we would all go to Game Force because that was the well, I mean, there was buyback games, but they never had anything.
I felt bad for buyback games.
I mean,
Like it just for so
comment.
long I went in there and it was just like you guys have nothing anyone is ever gonna want to buy from you.
it was so weird.
And when they did, they would overprice it just enough that I'd be like, I don't want that. Not for that much.
It's like I think my problem with buyback was this is it's like how do you expect people to even try to care if you obviously don't
Just
fucking
fucking don't.
care
Yeah.
at all? You don't even like it. Like obviously this dude who owned these stores, and I'm not gonna I don't want to say any more than I should, but it's like
You're not trying to dog on him, but
if you don't care about your business is
Yeah.
not going to work anymore. And I think he just stopped caring,
Right.
which is unfortunate.
I mean that imagine being in it before that weird crash though.
I mean, he used to be the distributor for like the sole distributor for Sony for the four
wow.
corners
For the four
for the
corners?
PlayStation 1 and I think the PlayStation 2.
Jesus.
He was the distributor.
That's impressive.
Dude, I mean, the dude had a fucking thing going for a while. I think once the industry shifted and stopped giving a shit about local game stores, which it still doesn't,
Oh no, not at all.
they don't understand who's selling their games.
They just think it's Walmart.
Which maybe it is. I mean, that's the reality. Maybe local game stores don't account for enough, but it's hard to believe. There's so many local game stores, but a lot of them don't even carry new games. It's a very weird industry. It's a very weird industry where there's like, you can go into one local game store and it may not have new video games. They may not have,
Yeah.
they might be half DVDs. They might have comic books. Like video game stores are like this weird amalgamous thing where anymore, I mean, us included, it's hard to find a traditional video game only store
Right, because
because
there's
there's no
just
money.
there's just not that much
There's no security in
people
the product.
buying physical product of only that.
Well, I don't even think it's that necessarily because it's like you could scale your business based on how many people are buying something. The problem with the video game industry for a long time has been they don't value their own products. They don't value the people selling their products. And so they release a product and immediately drop the price on it below what the cost was initially.
Right.
And it's like you fuck everybody by doing that. Everybody. And the person who bought it day one is pissed.
Yeah, because
I mean,
it's only like 2 or 3 months now before they try to start chopping that stuff.
I mean, have you noticed that they've slowed down though in recent years?
Have they?
Yeah, games do not drop in price nearly as fast. I think everybody picked up on the Nintendo model of, wait a minute,
Like if you give it value, it will be valuable.
people don't buy games because they're cheap.
Yeah,
That's
you
not-
buy it if you want it.
That's yeah.
It's a good point.
Whoever was pricing these games is fucking stupid because it's like that. Pricing your game down makes people think it's worse.
Yep.
And I think they finally figured that out because
Because-
it's like Bethesda, they stopped changing the prices in their games. Activision stopped lowering the price on Call of Duties.
Oh man.
Look at even EA doesn't lower the price on Madden. Madden's still
true.
60, 70 bucks. And remember they used to go to like $40.
Oh man, like a month afterwards.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, if you didn't catch that initial wave, you just don't want it.
And I mean there's still games that do flop fucking hard.
I mean, if your game sucks,
Yeah.
you have to do something.
But that's why the card thing was such a revelation for us. And see, honestly, that feels like a different job to me. Like level 7 is 6 different jobs to me. Because there's
Due to its stages.
it's different stages and then also the occupations I've had to learn to run it. So it's like I learned how to be a general contractor
Right.
for this last project, and then we learned how to build a cafe.
Yeah.
Like
Which is fucking
so
crazy.
it's like a weird thing that we're like, oh, I guess we know how to do some fucking cool contracting
We
shit
can
now. You know
make
what I
our
mean?
own sick like display cases now.
Yeah.
Like
So
that wasn't just fucking put upable.
no,
That's
that was
some really cool shit
that
in
was
there.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's insane, and that's what I love about level 7 is it's like it's any job I really want it to be. I make T-shirts. I learned how to make
yeah.
T-shirts. You know what I mean? Like what the
Right.
fuck? Like because of level 7 and because I wanted to make T-shirts for less and make T-shirts of a higher quality than maybe I was getting before. There we are. So it's like I don't know. It's just nutty.
Yeah.
I had a long. Sorry, mine was long.
Oh, I mean, yours, blossomed into something that you created. Mine just is hopping from one thing to another.
No, look, we're in this together. We created this channel together,
That's
and it's growing.
true. That's true. But
We're
yeah,
having a great time. We created a beautiful baby. Did you forget our baby?
it's 2 stories tall. I can't. It haunts my nightmares. Not play.
What doesn't? Cool.
Nothing.
Well, what's your job history and what?
What was your least and your most favorite job?
Yeah, least and most favorite job. I don't know. I'll say this though. My least favorite job is also one of the most impactful. It taught me how not to deal with my employees.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
when you had a terrible manager.
I had the worst manager I've ever had in my life. And going from that, I was like, I'll never be that person.
Right.
And so it taught me a lot of positive things, even though it was awful.
Yeah. I get that. Some life-changing happenings.
True.
Definitely, yeah.
True. He wouldn't let me read my fucking book, dude. I just want to read my book. A piece of
That
shit.
would definitely be the military for me.
Ugh.
It was weird because, that like wigged out my dad and my brother. Just the 10 weeks after basic training, which was only part of the training that you get, they were like, man, you seem like a totally different person now.
And you're like, sorry, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm sorry. And you're just
But yeah, they tried to describe it. They're like, yeah, you seem like more focused and like a person that knows you have to do things. So it was just like a complete personality shift, apparently.
Yeah, I mean,
Which is weird. It's weird to think if I was not me now because of that job.
it's crazy what one job, one friend, one hobby
Right.
can do to your entire life. It can just
Yeah.
you can know a person for 10 minutes and they can make an impact on your life that just lasts forever. It's crazy. Like it's
Yep. Weird that everything you do might be the most important thing you've ever done.
for someone else.
Oh, that's good too. Because you're trying to do things for yourself, but that could affect anyone else around you.
You cut somebody off
Yup.
on the wrong day, that could fucking send somebody like into a mental spiral. Not saying don't cut people off because most people suck at driving, but I'm just saying like for example,
Yeah.
you know,
That's what gave us Charlie Manson.
yeah, Charlie Manson. He's just like that's it.
I'm gonna start tricking everybody.
I'll kill everybody. Yeah. All right. Well, what's next? Did we have more? Is that felt long? I think we definitely.
I feel like we may have actually already talked an hour.
I think so. I think I spoke for enough.
That's pretty crazy. So really, all we've talked about this week is what's our favorite God sim and our work history.
I mean, the work history's a long one.
The work history was a long one.
And we didn't even really dive in. Like I could go in on each one of those jobs.
Yeah, like so easily. I tried to skim, and I even forgot 2 of them in my skimming.
Dude, don't skim on the camera. Bro.
I'm sorry.
I keep telling you. It's
Yeah.
like we.
I don't aim.
We have
for
to
it.
cut it out every
true.
single time,
That's
and
true.
it's awkward. It's a weird cut. I don't
just,
know. It's just
I can't control the tilt. Some days it's left, some days it's right.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll save some for next time.
Yeah, that sounds good. We're just, yeah,
This is all you get.
deal with it.
You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. Until next time, official sign off.
Official sign.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good.
Here, say it again. Here, wait, stop. Stop. Cut that.
Official sign off.
Official sign.